Oh, what is going on, everybody? Just want to go ahead and give you an update on working in the oil field and kind of my take on it and kind of what I think you should know before you decide to head that way, or things that you just need to know before you decide to head that way, really. And first of all, I have now been up there for 3 months. I am working in the Bakken oil fields located in North Dakota is where I'm at. Probably the first thing about that is that, North Dakota is North Dakota. It's only like, man, I think like 80 or 100 miles where I'm at. 80 or 100 miles, somewhere in there. It's not very far off from the Canadian border. So probably about 5 months of the year you're gonna be wearing winter clothing or something to that effect, and it is not like winter not like winter as most people know it. North Dakota winters, you gotta buy your clothes up there. I mean, it is pretty rough. And I think the coldest that I've seen it was -41. That was with the wind chill. So you have to be prepared for stuff like that. Don't just expect that you're gonna grab some stuff from Walmart, wherever, and be able to survive it. You're definitely gonna need warm clothes. When you get up there, everything is quite a bit more expensive. Now, granted, you're making a lot more money. And I like working up there. Yes, it's cold, but that's why you're making more money. At least that's part of the reason why you're making more money. Aside from the work, they have to pay people a little bit more to get them up there because of the fact that, well, it's less than optimal working conditions, and I'm telling you, freaking cold. Now, when you get there, if you decide to go up there, as I said, you get paid more, but everything costs a little bit more. I have been staying in places, they call them man camps up there, and essentially what it is it just almost like a hotel mixed with a campground idea. The things that I have been staying in, excuse me, have been like your typical double wide. How they have one half of a house and one half of a house, and then you bring the two halves together and you have one big house. Well, somebody had the bright idea, and it is a really, really good idea, to where essentially what they did is they brought the two halves in, and rather than putting them together, they kept them apart about, whatever, 15, 20 feet or something. They built a deck down the middle of them and connected the two that way, so you had a little runway going to the parking area, and they walled off the inside sections and just bang, 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 put walls on, put doors in, and made small 130 square foot rooms. So they got like 5 rooms per double wide section, and then they put a toilet, a bed, a little kitchenette in every single one of them. It's a neat idea, it's a good idea, it's a smart idea. And then at the same time, that 130 square foot room, you're paying for it. If you pay by the week, you're looking at somewhere between the lowest that I saw was like $288 a week, and you get your power, water, and they did have internet and basic cable. Basic cable sucked. It was like, you had like 8 channels maybe, so it was like regular TV. But I mean, I guess it's better than nothing. There was a TV in the room. They do give you like a toaster oven, a microwave, and a refrigerator, so it's not all bad. By the time everything all works out, the only thing you're really losing on is like square footage. But to be completely honest with you, while you're up there, if you're doing anything aside from working, you're probably not making a lot of money because the hours are there, the work is there, so you're constantly working. But like I was saying about the rates on that, if you pay by the week, you're looking to probably be spending somewhere in the neighborhood of like $1,200 you'll probably be spending about $1,200 a month if you pay by the week. Now, if you give them like a flat out month up front, they give you a pretty substantial discount. Like you'll get like $400 off. So you get into like 800, 850. Some places probably $9. But every place is different. Like I've stayed at a couple of these different van camps, and I've seen some that, you know, they have the internet, basic cable, and, you know, all your utilities and everything. And then you can go right down the street and find another one that has the same thing, but they have like a little community center, has like a pool table, and, you know, a workout center and a vending area and a laundromat that's all included in the price. So, you know, picking one of those is, I'm not going to say crucial. It just kind of depends on like what you want to have or what you feel that you need to have around. But don't forget you're going to be paying for it. But at the same time, you're making the money. They know you're making the money. That's why you pay what you pay. That, and there's a housing shortage up there. There's no shortage of work, but, you know, there's people sleeping in campers. And I'm telling you, -41 sleeping in a camper. I don't know how they're making it. I keep the heat cranked up like all the way at like 90 degrees in my room when I'm there, and it might be like 70. And I mean, it's running all the time. So that right there. Things you need to know as well is that there is drug presence up there and prostitutes and everything like that. Personally, I have yet to see this. I don't really care to see it. I hear horror stories, but it's more for like moving into like, I guess, more populated areas. Where I have been staying is there's a couple of little places like called Wofford and Arnegard. I'm in that general area right there, and I have no want, need, or desire to head up into Williston and these like little bit bigger of areas because I don't have the time for it. When I go up there, I go up there to work. I'll go up there and I'll spend like, you know, 10, 12 days at a time, and then I'll come back home because I have kids back home and have to handle life. So I'll stay up there for 10, 12 days at a time. So basically like 2 weeks at a time, and then come back for 3, 4 days and handle that. So there's no need for me to be wandering around. And I'm going to tell you right now, you go up there, you don't need to be wandering around. Save your money. Do what you're going to do. You know, dedicate yourself to your work while you're there, because I mean, why else did you go up that far anyway? And you could go south and wherever the heck else the oil fields are, but North Dakota is where the money is at right now. So yeah, I mean, there is stuff that you can get yourself into trouble with, but yeah, in my opinion, you kind of got to go looking for it. So just don't go looking for it, and you'll be all right. You know, another big thing is that obviously we're talking about money. You know, how to spend it, like how you're going to end up spending it, and the fact that you're making a lot of it. Now, with that said, in order to stay in that money, make sure that you pick whatever work you're going to do. If you're going to work on a rig, if you're going to go work at Walmart, because there's work everywhere in all kinds of fashions. It isn't just oil work. Everything's related to the oil work. But if you're going to go up there and do that, make sure you pick the work that's going to work for you, and you get a good reputable company that you're going to go work for. You know, it doesn't necessarily have to be a big company, it doesn't have to be a small company. Good and bad comes in all shapes and sizes. But make sure that you end up hooking up with a good company that's going to take care of you, and that the work is going to be there, because there's a lot of main contracts that work out, like Exxon Mobil's up there, Marathon is up there, Halliburton, like all these different like big companies that people have heard of are out there, and then they end up having like subcontractors and stuff come in, blah 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 blah. And you know, when the main work comes through, these big companies, if it starts to slow down for whatever reason, they will start chopping the contractors, subcontractors, all this different stuff, and work their way back into their employees, where they're the last people to get cut if stuff starts getting slow. So with that said, I have worked for a couple of different companies, And, you know, not that I've been bouncing around or anything, but if stuff got slow, and I'm happy for the first company that I worked for, when stuff started slowing down, they were just honest with me and said, hey, we're slowing down right now. We don't want to see you not working because you took the time out of your life to come up here. We know some people. We will go ahead and, you know, help you get to a different area to also continue making money. And they gave me a good referral, and they sent me off somewhere. So, I mean, that's it's not their fault that stuff slowed down. They were looking out for their own business and their own assets and everything. Completely understandable. And at the same time, they did a stand-up job and sent me down the road to somebody else that had a little bit more work. So, you know, reputation, that's part of a good reputation right there, where I have nothing bad to say about them. I'm not going to start mentioning names or anything right now, but there's so many companies up there, it almost doesn't even matter. But, you know, they handed me off and got me set back up with work. I'll be heading back up on Monday to get started here with that company. Now, another thing, like when you go up there, don't just start needlessly spending money. I mean, honestly, like I said, there's nothing to do up there. Don't get involved in the drugs. Don't get involved with women. Don't think that you need to run out and get married. Don't be, you know, sending all kinds of money back home to your girlfriend and whatnot, you know. And if you are in a relationship back home, just be careful and don't set yourself up. You know, bad things happen all the time. I seen this more so when I was in the military, but looking at this situation, it is very, very comparable to military. People go out, make money, send it home, and then they come home to an empty house or a girlfriend that wasn't where she was supposed to be when they got home, and well, that doesn't work out very well. So, you know, just cover your own ass and watch out for stuff. Don't be blowing all kinds of money and giving money away to people. You know, save your money, invest into stuff. Buy a house. I mean, I'm not trying to tell you to spend your money and get yourself bills that you don't need, but, you know, don't be getting into credit cards and whatnot. Pay off your bills. Don't go get super expensive cars and trucks and stuff, because just as quick as the oil is there, the oil can be gone, and you don't want to be sitting in a bunch of debt. Probably the best idea to do would be like bank back some money. If you can reasonably afford a home, buy a home, get it paid off. Do that the smart way. You know, there's the money's there, the work is there. Just understand that the work can be gone just as quick as it was there. You know, and just be smart about the stupid things that you do, and, you know, make sure you got a handle on your home life. I mean, if you're married or have a good, you know, a girlfriend, just, you know, make sure that stays strong. Don't get too far into doing anything crazy with that. I'm not saying don't trust anyone. There's lots of great women out there. I'm sure that you guys can figure that out on your own. I don't want to go too far into that and upset people, but just be careful with everything. What else? Like I said, okay, it's going to be cold. You're going to be making money. And even people working at Walmart are making money. Stuff is more expensive up there. Make sure you get yourself good housing. Get with a good company. You know, just be prepared for the fact that it's not like everyday normal life like you see back home. They do have internet and they do have TV and stuff like that up there, but I don't want to say it's sparse, but it's not the same. Be prepared to just go up there and work and, you know, put in the time, make the money, because that's ultimately what you're there for. I do enjoy it. I have, in a very short period of time, made a substantial amount of money. I could be making more if I could spend a little bit more time up there, but like I said, I got family and stuff back home, obligations back home, and I'm just glad that they work with me and let me, you know, give me the ability to work for them and be able to still come home and handle stuff. So, you know, just be smart about the stupid things you do, like I said, and by all means, if you're interested in it, just take these things into account, what you can afford, what you can't afford. Oh, and make sure that if you do head this way, you always have enough money set back to where if you got to make an emergency run to the house or something like that, you can make it back. That level of You know, emergency funding is honestly going to have to be something you're going to determine. I know what it takes me to run back home. I've had to do it actually twice. I had a couple of recent mishaps, and well, I basically came home and figured out the situation real quick. It was something that was, I could sit around and whine and cry about it, or I could pack my ass back up and get in the car and head back to work, which is exactly what I did. So I didn't miss out on too much there, but I had that money set aside, and I was able to get back home and get back up there. So either way, you know, just think about all these things before you make any decisions to head up there. I recommend it, especially if you're younger and you don't mind working and getting your hands dirty, because it is dirty work, but there's also a lot of money in it. So, you know, hopefully some of this stuff helped out, and I guess good luck in the oil fields and enjoy it. Just be smart about everything, and stay tuned in, and I'll keep you up to date. All right, everybody, have a good day.